Hi guys, it's Tris, and this is my Traveling with a Dog series. Hi, my name is Patricia and I'm sitting here in my hotel room in Oslo, and I've just taken the train between Bergen and Oslo, and I'm here to tell you why you should do the same thing because it is so beautiful. So I've taken the train a few times, both from Oslo to Bergen and from Bergen to Oslo, and first of all, do I recommend it? I definitely do. It is even better than a road trip. I've been road tripping in Norway many times, and I would say due to the height and access to very remote areas, it is so beautiful, if not even more beautiful than from a car. So, first thing first, which side to sit on, because I did some research prior to my trip, and I must say I don't think these articles were right. They advise you to sit on the right side traveling from Oslo to Bergen, and then on the left side traveling from Bergen to Oslo. And I must say I think it's completely the other way around. I sat on the right side from Oslo to Bergen, and although there was some beautiful scenery, it was not as beautiful as on the left side. And then when I went the other way and I went from Bergen to Oslo, I was sitting on the right side, and I was so amazed by the views. It was so beautiful, and I don't know if I was just lucky, but the glass windows were really clean so I could just see everything. I think the most beautiful thing was that the journey takes you both through the woods and over the mountains, and actually during this trip you will see glaciers, you will see snowy mountains, and you will see waterfalls. It is so beautiful. I cannot recommend it enough. There are few tunnels, but that is nothing that I would say messes up any of the experience at all. When you go and book your ticket, you can even see when the window stops and starts, so you actually have a chance to choose a seat where you have even more window. But I sat in one of those areas where I had a window stop, and that didn't ruin anything for me. So how is the comfort on these trains? Well, if we look at the average seats, I would say it's really comfortable. Obviously, if you're gonna do an overnight on the train, you might consider getting one of the cabins, but I did it and it's doable. If I compare it to the train from Copenhagen to Stockholm, I didn't find that train had a lot of, I think it's called suspension, so it was very bumpy and the train ride was so fast. I really got the feeling that I was sitting in a plane, and it was so bumpy. And this train trip is so smooth, it is really comfortable, and my dog even slept on the floor and he wasn't bothered at all. So what about safety? Well, I would say it's super safe. I even asked some of my Norwegian friends prior to taking the night train because I wanted to make sure that it's safe, especially for a woman traveling alone, and I was told that it's super safe. And I also found that when I went to take the train, that even during the night there were families with children, and it was completely filled up because it was high season, so I felt super safe. The only thing I noticed was that on the way back, the train conductor said in the speaker that a woman had lost her bag, but actually when the train stopped on the next stop, 5 police people showed up and they took it super seriously. So compared to where I'm from, I would say that it seems that they really care about the safety and that they take even small thefts really seriously. So where do you book the train? Well, I booked it on VY. It's a website, it's a Norwegian website for booking all sorts of public transport, and not only did it work really well, but their customer service is super, and I didn't wait long in line either when I called them. So I had to call them a few times because I needed to plan how to bring my dog, and they were super helpful. So you pay a small fee for bringing a dog over 40 centimeters, but if you do that, you actually get an extra seat. So normally, if there's a lot of people taking the train, you cannot book an extra seat for you, but if you have a dog, you have an extra seat, and that also made my night train super comfortable. Also, in terms of bringing a pet, I would say it's 8 hours. I did a lot of thinking prior to taking this trip and realized that 8 hours is completely fine because my dog is really good sleeper, and he is not the one to wake me up in the middle of the night because he has to go pee. So compared to the hours that we sleep at night, it worked out and he was really comfortable. But of course I let him go for a good walk before, where he did all his business, and I brought some water and I brought some snacks for him, and I also had a leash that I could attach to the seat, so that when I went to the bathroom I would ask the person next to me to look up for my stuff, and I noticed that he was just waiting there, and he was really comfortable and there were no problem with that. 2 destinations that I would recommend is 1, Voss. It's a city I've previously been to doing a road trip, and it was actually one of my favorite cities in the world. It is so outdoorsy. People do paragliding and parachuting and a lot of river rafting because there is a lot of rivers going around the city. It's kind of in the middle of a valley, so for that reason there's a lot of outdoorsy sports, including mountains, and it's so beautiful there. And I was surprised to see that this train actually stops there. I had not even thought about that because I only had one thing in mind, and that was Bergen, because that was where I was going. But when the train stopped there, I couldn't help but think that next time I would definitely get out and explore the city once again, because I just fell in love with it the first time. The second city that I can kind of recommend is the city called FINSE, and it was a city where the 2 glaciers were, and I just noticed that so many backpackers got off there. I actually had previously been in the area doing the road trip where we also explored some mountains, but I couldn't help but think that next time I take this train, I would also love to get up there and do some hiking, because I think it's really beautiful. The water was so turquoise blue because of the glaciers, and there were no trees really, but there was so much water and so much snow and glaciers, and it was just so beautiful. So yeah, if you're a backpacker or if you just want to do some beautiful hiking, I'm sure that there was a lot to do in Finse. Finally, when should you take the train? Well, of course, you should consider taking the train during the daytime so that you get to see the most views. But I would say even when I took the night train, I woke up around 3 or 4 and it started to get light out. And just keep in mind that Norway, especially when you go up north, is really much lighter, especially during the summer half year. So actually in Bergen at 11 o'clock-ish, it will be light enough to walk around and see all your surroundings. So don't stress if you can't find the perfect time or a train that only arrives late in Oslo during the night. You will still be able to see loads if you do it during the summer half year. Finally, I would give this train ride a 10 out of 10. It was so beautiful and I was so sad when it was over. I highly recommend doing it. If you just consider doing it, do it. Like, just do it. It is so beautiful, and I would say the price is okay, especially if you book a good time in advance. You can get a really good price on it. And even with the dog, there were no problem. They were really kind, and I just showed the ticket. There are specific train carriages where you have your dog, so there are no problems there either. So overall, super smooth, super nice, and I will here play some footage for you where you can see the scenery, what you have to look forward to, and I'll play some music so you can enjoy it. I hope this video was very informative. I really appreciated being able to share this experience with you guys, and I hope you'll have a wonderful day. Bye!
Weightless, I am weightless. Underneath your wind I soar. Wasted, I feel wasted. With every breath I draw.